Hello and welcome back to another one of my FPL videos, where in this video I'm going to be showing you my team selection ahead of Game Week 10. Now I have two free transfers for Game Week 10 and I'm 100% going to be using one. I know exactly who I'm bringing in for Game Week 10. The issue I have is I haven't got a clue which player I want to take out. Now I could do it in one transfer, but there is a scenario where I have to do it in two if I want to take a certain other player out. So there is issues that I've got on how I'm going to do it. So I'm very undecided, but I've got until Friday. So the deadline's going to be Friday night. So it's been a while since we had one of them. We've been having a lot of Saturdays, but this is the first one's going to be Friday for a while. So I've got to remember that. I've got to put that on the calendar. So yeah, we're going to go through that team. But before we go through any of that, of course, we're going to look back on Game Week 9 on how I got on. So then, as you can see on screen, I had a pretty decent week, to be fair. Overall, I scored 93 points, and I don't own Mohamed Salah. So I didn't have him as captain or anything like that. I didn't have him at all in my team. And all of my outfield players got me something. The only person that let me down was my goalkeeper. Both of them let me down. They both got 1 point. So I can't be mad that I picked one over the other. So yeah, both of them were disappointing. But my outfield players absolutely smashed it. And like I said, I don't own Mohamed Salah. So to get a green arrow, where I know a lot of people had him and had him as captain, I feel really good about that. In the top 200k now. So I'm having a good start to the season. Hopefully it can continue. But yeah, I've got to just be happy with the fact that 93 points is pretty decent. I know a lot of people out there got over 100 points, but to get 93 points and a green arrow, I'm really happy with that. So let's go through it. So obviously, like I said, the goalkeepers, both of them were really disappointing. West Ham, I was kind of expecting them to concede, to be honest. I thought they had a tough fixture against Aston Villa. Whereas Nottingham Forest, it was disappointing to say the least. They were 2-0 up, comfortable, against a side where you'd expect them to keep a clean sheet and win comfortably against Luton. So to come away from that game 2-2, I was massively frustrated, to be fair. I really expected him to keep a clean sheet in that game. And the goalkeeping situation has been horrible for me all season, so I should be really used to it. But when you're playing one of the teams that you're expecting a clean sheet and to not even get 2 points to get 1 point, it is disappointing. The defenders on the other end, I mean, absolutely smashed it. So Pedro Porro got me 6 points the other day. Really happy that I went with Pedro Porro instead of Udogie, because obviously those of you who watched the game would have seen that Udogie went off just before the 60-minute mark and they did not get their clean sheet. I'll be so angry if I saw that transfer coming, well, that substitution, so to say, come in. So thankfully, Porro stayed on for longer than 60 minutes. Clean sheet locked in. Really happy with that. Same with Dan Burn. I mean, watching that Crystal Palace game, Crystal Palace had a few decent chances. That free kick at the end, great save from Nick Pope to keep the clean sheet. So yeah, really happy that I went with double Newcastle's defence. Dan Burn got a nice clean sheet there for me. No bonus points from him. But Mr. Kieran Trippier, absolutely smashing it. I'm so glad I decided to keep him in my team when I wildcarded. He absolutely killed it yet again. Another assist. 2 bonus points on top of that. Bearing in mind, he only got 1 assist as well. And they scored 4 goals, Newcastle did. So, really happy with that. And to top it off, he went off in the 68th minute. So he even went off early as well to lock in the clean sheet. Absolutely insane. And he got a yellow card, which is mental to think about. He got a yellow card. He went off before the 70th minute mark. He only got 1 assist. 4 goals were scored. And he got 2 bonus points. It's insane how good he is with bonus points, Trippier. So, absolutely smashed it there with 10 points. Perfect. Especially when your defenders that you have on the bench, Cash and Taylor, got 3 points in total. That works out perfect for me. Now, with my midfield, I can't complain. Which is one of those, isn't it? Because Douglas Luiz of Aston Villa, absolutely smashed it at the weekend. I couldn't believe it when I was watching it. He got 2 goals and 3 bonus points. I could not believe my luck when I saw that. 15 points just sat there on my bench. But I can't complain because Bruno Fernandes, I mean, to be fair, I'm disappointed with him that he only got the 1 assist. He did get bonus points as well. But I thought Sheffield United, he was going to get double digits for me. That didn't happen. But I'll take the 7 points. James Maddison got a goal the other night. Really happy with that. No assist, but he got a goal. Really happy, 9 points there. Luis Diaz, also, I mean, when you compare him to Salah, obviously he didn't perform anywhere near as good as Salah, and obviously I went for Diaz instead of Salah, but he still got an assist. He won the penalty. He should have got another penalty, really. But would that have helped me? Because Salah would have scored that as well, so that's one of those. And it was disappointing that he got subbed off, but hopefully he'll stay on 90 minutes next game. But yeah, at least he got me an assist, and obviously Son there, 14 points. Absolutely smashed it against Fulham. Goal, assist, 3 bonus points. I mean, it is slightly frustrating that he didn't do against Luton when I had him as down as captain. But I'll definitely take those 14 points. So at least all of my midfielders got me a return as well. So happy with that. And then the strikers, Erling Haaland. I mean, he only got the 1 goal, Erling Haaland. So you could say, well, it ain't really that good. But, you know, Brighton are a decent team. He still got 2 bonus points as well. So definitely take that. Ollie Watkins absolutely smashed it against West Ham. Tough fixture as well, to be fair. But yeah, to get away with a nice goal assist, 2 bonus points, really happy with that. So Dominic Solanke got me 7 points. Now, I can't be happy with that. He got me a goal. This is why I brought in Solanke. I was worried that he blanked last game week. I needed him to score this week. He did. And he got subbed off, which I was really shocked about because he always plays 90 minutes. He got subbed off in the 84th minute, but he still came away with a nice bonus point as well. So 7 points from him. And like I said, the fact that all 10 of my outfield players got me something, I've got to be happy with that. So overall, 93 points, green arrow, really happy with that week. So then let's go through then my team selection for game week 10. And like I said earlier, I have one player that I'm definitely bringing in. I'm going to put him in this team for a certain player for this game week, but that could change by the deadline. But I'm definitely going to bring him just to show you who that player is and one of the players that I'm thinking about getting rid of. But let's go through the goalkeepers first then, shall we? So you can already see it anyways, but I'm going for Areola ahead of Turner in goal. It's a no-brainer really. Turner's got Liverpool away. Although last time I said that, Turner had Chelsea away and he got a clean sheet. But Areola's got Everton at home. It's a nice fixture for him. Hopefully he can get his clean sheet, his second clean sheet of the season, which is not exactly great to be honest really. Because obviously West Ham had a pretty good start to the season so far. And to only come away with 1 clean sheet against Sheffield United, it's been a bit disappointing really. So hopefully they can get a clean sheet against Everton. No, my luck, Everton will get the clean sheet and obviously West Ham will concede. And then that'll just top me off over the edge, won't it? Pickford gets the clean sheet over Areola. But that's who I'm going with goal. I'm not confident just because West Ham have been disappointing defensively, but I'm hopeful. With the defence then, so it's a back 3 yet again. This time though, I'm not going for double Newcastle defence. I'm going for just the one. So obviously, Kieran Trippier is the guy I'm going to pick. The guy has been hot. He's unbelievable form right now. Wolves at home. I mean, Wolves, they're in pretty decent form themselves. Neto, for example, he's playing really well. He's getting goals, assists constantly. So he's somebody I've got to be watching out for. So I'm not as confident that Newcastle can keep a clean sheet because they're away. But I'm confident Trippier can do well for me. Pedro Porro, Crystal Palace away. It is going to be a tough fixture for him. I'm hoping he can get me an attacking return as well as maybe a clean sheet. But again, not as confident because it is going to be at Selhurst Park. And then finally, Matty Cash is back in my team. Luton at home. I'm confident that he can do really well in this fixture. I'm hoping for a minimum of 6 points from him for this game week. Any more is going to be a bonus, obviously. But Luton at home, you'd expect Aston Villa to do well in this fixture. So obviously that will leave Dan Bird and Taylor on the bench. But overall, it's not the worst back line. It's not as good as it was last week. Because obviously 2 of the guys are playing away. Which is always going to be difficult. But obviously, hopeful that Matty Cash can absolutely smash it this week. So then, onto my midfielders now. And as you can see, we'll talk about the transfer straight away. I've taken out Son at the minute. And I've brought in Saka of Arsenal. Obviously, I feel like Sheffield United at home is a great fixture for Arsenal. Saka's back, he's fit, he played well against Chelsea. I've got to have him back in my team now. He's a certainty. Now, so far, like I said, Son's out, but that's not confirmed, obviously. I have other ways of doing it, so I could take out James Maddison, which will mean I need to find 0.4 million. And then what I could also do is take out Pedro Porro, who's obviously got Crystal Palace away, and bring Gabriel from Arsenal. So I could go double Arsenal, which would actually work out quite nice, because then I'd have an Arsenal defender against Sheffield United at home, and then an Arsenal attacker against Sheffield United at home. And then at the same time, I'd also keep at least one Spurs attacker. So that is a favourable one to do. Or I could just go straight from Son to Saka and just do that one transfer, and then have some more money in the bank for later on to use. Now, I haven't got obviously Matoma coming in. Ideally, I would have liked to get Matoma in, but I'm finding it hard to get him in at the minute. I could obviously take out Fernandes, but Fernandes' free fixtures after game week 10 are too good to ignore, so I'm going to hold out with him so far. So obviously by putting Fernandes on my bench as well, which is a big thing, that does mean Douglas Luiz is coming into my team for game week 10. Now, people might think it's knee-jerk because obviously he scored 2 goals the other day. He was in my team anyway, so obviously that's not as knee-jerk as you think, but it's Luton at home. He's on penalties for Aston Villa. Aston Villa are in good form. I may as well just have him for this week because I can't see Fernandes doing anything against Man City. I'm not confident Dan Burn can get a clean sheet, and I'm not putting Taylor in my team for Burnley. So I'm going to gamble, and I'm going to keep Douglas Luiz in my team for game week 10. Hopefully it works out brilliant and he absolutely smashes it again. That is hopeful. I mean, like I said, Luton at home is a great fixture, so I may as well gamble with it. There's a good chance that he can get a goal in this. He'll play 90 minutes as well, so that's an added bonus. I mean, obviously I've got James Maddison, Crystal Palace away. It's a tough fixture. Hopefully he can do well, get either a goal or an assist or something like that. But he could, like I said, he could come out my team, but it's a tough decision to make really. But either Son or Maddison will be my team, but I've got to have an attacker for that game because I do think they could do pretty well. Obviously though, Crystal Palace just got drummed by Newcastle, so they're probably looking for a response. So it might be also another added reason why to possibly maybe even avoid a Spurs play for this game week. And then finally there, Diaz of Liverpool playing against Forest. Hopefully he can get me a goal. He's played really well, to be fair. He's getting in the box. He's winning free kicks. He's winning penalties. I'm hopeful though he can score goals. Obviously he got that goal disallowed against Spurs. Hopefully he'll score this game. I really need him to really outperform Salah really, because that's the big one for him. It's been the case of Salah versus Diaz, which seems silly because obviously Salah will win that every week. But I'm hopeful this week, just 1 week, Diaz outperforming, particularly when it's obviously the wildcard week for most people. So, because I can't imagine people going for obviously Diaz in their wildcard. So hopefully he plays 90 minutes, gets a couple of goals. It's a nice fixture against Forest, so I'm very hopeful. And that, of course, leaves my front three. It's the same front three than it was last week. Solanke, I think this will be possibly Solanke's last week in my team, Burnley at home, because I'm pretty sure he's got tough fixtures after game week 10. Alright, he's got like the likes of Man City and Newcastle, so this is his last big hurrah. Hopefully he'll get me a couple of goals against Burnley, because it's a nice fixture for Solanke. It's the reason why I brought him in, because he had 3 good fixtures in a row. He scored in the second game. Hopefully he can score again against Burnley. Ollie Watkins, I mean, I haven't got him down as captain, which it's going to be a big decision to make captaincy, I do think. Ollie Watkins or Erling Haaland. I'm just going Haaland, but Ollie Watkins could easily get a hat-trick in this game. I'm hopeful he does, to be fair, because obviously I've got him in my team, and I know a lot of people will probably have him as captain for this week. But I'm just a little bit reluctant to have him as captain, but hopefully he'll absolutely smash it. And then, of course, Erling Haaland. Man United away. I've said it before and I'll say it again. This game could either end 5-0 Man City or 1-0 Man United. I can't see there being an in-between. I have a feeling Haaland's going to absolutely destroy United. And United, they're all over the place at the minute. They've got so many injuries at the back. Injuries in midfield. The strikers, I mean, they're just all over the place. They're a bit of a shambles right now. So Man City could really capitalise on this. Obviously, though, it's going to be a big week, obviously, with the loss of one of the Man United star ex-players. So maybe they want to do it for him. But I have a feeling that they're all weak backboned and Man City are going to crush them, which is sad to think. But that's what I think is going to happen. So that's why I'm sticking with Erling Haaland as my captain. So that will be my team then for Game Week 10. Obviously, like I said, there could be a few changes. I'm still yet decided what to do with Saka. Who to take him out. Will it be Son? Will it be Maddison? That is what I'm thinking. Fernandes will stay in my team for the next 4 game weeks, but will Son or Maddison go? If it, like I said before, if it's Son, it's going to be a straight swap. If it's Maddison, Poirot will go, and I'll also bring Gabriel, which, to be fair, does actually sound quite nice to do. So let me know what you think of my team. Let me know the decisions that I'm thinking about making. And please don't forget to like this video, hit subscribe, and I'll see you all on the next one.